All right, hi, I'm Steve Massa Jr. I'm here to discuss some things relating to my father, Steve Massa Sr., who was an active and a very good defensive catcher and a baseball player in Warren County. Pike Peterson, Freddie Gagliardi, Art Johnson, Diz Hines. These guys have a history of being tremendous pitchers in the old Sunset League here in Warren County, which especially during the 30s, the high soil teams, the national transit teams, these guys are an integral part of the baseball history in Warren County. At that time, which was 36 or 37, the Homestead Grays came to Warren and they were barnstorming across the country, a Negro baseball team, and they played at the fairgrounds on Conowingo Avenue. Pike Peterson, a well-known pitcher of that era, and a very good one, by the way, had a tremendous curveball. And Josh Gibson had over 900 home runs in his career, was batting. My dad had called for a curveball from Pike, which was his best pitch. Josh Gibson swung and missed, and he turned around and said to my father, "If you throw that pitch," he said, "I'll hit it a mile." And my dad said, "Well, you'll never see it again." So my dad thought, well, I'm going to outsmart him. I'm calling for another curveball, which he did. Josh Gibson hit the ball, and it was estimated to be around 600 feet at that time. The outfielder at that time was Joseph Massa Jr. Tried to run the ball down, but he realized that it was hit too far. Some of the things that my father was involved in was the WPA, which was started by the Roosevelt administration. He was the first director in Warren County. He was also involved with the NYA, which is a National Youth Association, which basically was recreation for youth. In his later years, he promoted and selected all-star teams and traveled to Tyseville, Kane, Jamestown, Corey. Wherever he could get games, he'd get 3-game series and play against these teams from out of town. Massa Sr. was active working with the Red Jackets. It was a semi-pro football team that played here in Warren. He was active in promoting baseball for the youth. Along with Charlie Muzzani, Jerry Archibald, and Mac McCullough were the four that really started the Warren Hot Stove League. They had several meetings on that at our home. It was interesting to hear those guys talk about getting that program going for the boys. Upon my father hearing about being inducted in the Warren County Sports Hall of Fame, wherever he is up there, I do believe that he ran right over to tell his brother Joe, and they both had a cup of coffee over it and had some good discussions on baseball in Warren County.